Welcome to Teamwork Tuesday. And the question is, who is on your team? Are you consciously choosing it? And how does our other than conscious team impact and affect us? Now, this is an important question, especially as we are in these very turbulent times and how people respond, how people react to challenges are going to influence us whether we realize it or not. So here is a fantastic version of teamwork other than conscious teamwork. So check this out.
The gentleman in the elevator now is a candid star. These folks who are entering, the man with the white shirt, the lady with the trench coat, and subsequently one other member of our staff, will face the rear. And you'll see how this man in the trench coat tries to maintain his individuality, but little by little, he looks at his watch, but he's really making an excuse for turning just a little bit more to the wall. Now we'll try it once again. Here's the candid subject. Here comes the candid camera staff, 3 of them at least. And this man has apparently been in groups before. Here's a fella with his hat on in the elevator. First he makes a full turn to the rear and Charlie closes the door. A moment later, we'll open the door. Everybody's changed positions. Now we'll see if we can use group pressure for some good. Now, in a moment, on Charlie's signal, everybody turns forward. There it is. Notice they take off their hats. And now, do you think we could reverse the procedure? Watch.
So, where have we seen this? It is so incredible how we have this natural response, and it's actually built into our brain. We have this thing called mirror neurons in our brain, which out of survival will oftentimes follow the crowd that we were in. And this goes to survival mode in many respects, because if you see a group of people running from danger, your normal response would be to follow the run to avoid danger. The challenge is our world is not as simple as it may have once been. Our method of survival and our obstacles in life are very different than they were, millions of years ago, where this brain technology was created. So where are you noticing this in our world today, where people are just following, and maybe you're following in suit when it may not be appropriate? It may not serve you. So we need to look at our team, because it's all working in that vacuum. Just like that elevator was a vacuum. If you noticed, it was one person who was having the opportunity to independently think, while the rest of the people in that elevator or that vacuum behaved a certain way. And then the natural inclination for the average human being. And I know there are some people who are thinking, oh, that would never happen to me. And you think that, but the truth is, whether we realize it or not, it's happening without our control. So we need to raise our awareness, notice the vacuum we are in, and then ask, is that vacuum healthy? Now, this applies to not only personal, but professional lives. You could look at an organization and notice what kind of silo or vacuum is occurring, and is it serving the greater picture? And oftentimes it isn't. Each one has its own self-serving opportunity, and this isn't making anything wrong or right. This is just understanding and observing and then questioning. So that silo may or may not be appropriate, and the behaviors within that silo may or may not be appropriate. But the truth is within that silo, it seems appropriate. But the challenge is that if we are not expanding and not recognizing the vacuum that we are in, the silo that we are in, we may find ourselves so outside of the ultimate holistic health of the organism, whether it be the company, whether it be yourself, whether it be the universe, whether it be the galaxy, whether it be your community. It doesn't limit itself to anything, because this is natural. So the challenge here is, I wonder if you and I can be more cognizant, more aware of our silos, of the vacuum in which we live, and is it serving the big picture? Is it serving the big picture? Is this taking you ultimately where we're going to go, where everybody wins? Because that's the goal, right? Is win, win, win. We want to raise, we want to elevate, we want to support everyone's benefit, because all boats rise and fall with the tide. So we have to recognize that, and how we are all interdependent, consciously and other than consciously. So if this is helpful, just think about, for you, what silo, what vacuum are you living in? And can you expand it? Can you question it? And by the way, that video was from Candid Camera. For those of us old enough to remember that show, funny show, and it's called the Asch Experiment. And there are plenty of models of that happen. And I'll probably dig a couple more out to share. But with that being said, if you want more information, if you like a free training on how to consciously manage your own emotions, create emotional, financial, and spiritual freedom, go ahead to ifreedomhacknow.com, and there's a free training right there. I love you for who you are and who you aren't. God bless, and we will see you soon.